I'm Frank Garza, and welcome to Here and Abroad, a podcast that follows the U.S. men's national team and their player pool across Europe, MLS, or wherever else they play their club football. The USMNT just defeated Trinidad and Tobago 5-0 in their first group stage match of the Gold Cup. On today's show, I'm going to share 3 quick takeaways from the match. But before I do that, let me first recap the goals that were scored. So in the 16th minute, Malik Tillman scored the first goal. He was assisted by Jack McGlynn. Really good work from McGlynn here, who got the ball in some space in the box, didn't have a shot, showed some great patience before ultimately making a great pass over to Tillman, who was able to finish it off. Tillman got the second goal as well in the 41st minute. This time he was assisted by Luna. Again, this one was, you got to give a lot of credit to Diego Luna. He anticipated a back pass from one of the defenders to their goalkeeper. He anticipated it, intercepted it, and he turned and he was off and running. Made a perfect pass to Tillman, who was making a run towards goal, and Tillman was able to slot that one in. 44th minute, Patrick Agyemang scored the third goal, assisted by Diego Luna again. This one really, Luna needs to get most of the credit here. It was a great shot from him. It just happened to kind of ricochet off Agyemang on the way to goal. So Agyemang got the credit because he was the last one that really touched it, and Luna got the assist. But really Agyemang was just standing there, and the ball hit him and ricocheted in. Then in the second half, 2 subs scored. Brendan Aronson in the 82nd minute, assisted by Max Arfton, but really was more of an individual, I'd say, goal performance from Brendan, who got the ball, made a lot of nice moves to get himself some space and get a shot on goal. And then 2 minutes later, in the 84th minute, Haji Wright, again assisted by Max Arfton. But again, I got to give this one up to a lot of individual quality from Wright, who got the ball, did some dribbling, got himself some space, got in front of goal, and made a goal. So that was the 5 goals. And let's go over my 3 biggest takeaways from the match here. So first of all, we got to talk about the starting lineup. Poch reverted back to a starting lineup very similar to the one he used against Turkey in that friendly. And no big surprise here. I thought the U.S. men's national team looked pretty good in that friendly against Turkey, even though they lost. And then, we all know the next match against Switzerland, where he made 9 changes to the lineup. They got absolutely destroyed. So kind of anticipated him going back to a lineup very similar. He only made 2 changes, and I'm going to go ahead and bring that lineup over here for you guys to see. Here's what the lineup looked like. There was 2 changes from the match against Turkey, and I have those guys highlighted here in red. First of all, Sebastian Berhalter came on for Johnny Cardoso, and Johnny Cardoso was sick. And so I'm assuming Cardoso would have got the start, but you don't know for sure because Cardoso wasn't really playing great in the 2 matches he played. I mean, maybe he would have given the start to Berhalter anyway. I don't think that's the case. I'm assuming that Berhalter came in because Cardoso was out sick, and then also Tyler Adams didn't even dress for this match because he's having some turf toe issues. The other change was Tim Ream. He came on for Miles Robinson. Yeah, he came on for Miles Robinson, who had got the start against Turkey. And I think this is notable here. I mean, we all kind of keep asking ourselves the question as to why Tim Ream is still starting based on his age, based on the fact that he's playing more left back with Charlotte. We have all these other center backs playing, at good clubs that we think should pass him up, but it's still a case of like nobody can beat him out. Miles Robinson got the start against Turkey. I believe McKenzie and Zimmerman got the starts against Switzerland. So Poch gave the other center backs chances, but again, they didn't play well enough. So he's putting Tim Ream back in there. The other things that I think were notable from this lineup was Turner. Matt Turner did not get the start. I mean, Matt Freese got the start. I think it's very likely he's going to be the guy for the rest of the Gold Cup. Turner hasn't got a lot of minutes with his club. I don't know how you eventually hand it over to him without giving him minutes in these early matches of the Gold Cup. I think Matt Freese has beat him out for the Gold Cup. He didn't have to do a whole lot today, but I fully anticipate him getting the next start as well. Max Arfsten over John Tolkien. This was one I thought was kind of 50-50. I wouldn't be surprised if Tolkien maybe gets the next start, because I still think that left back position is up in the air. But Poch went back with Arfsten this match as well. You can see Alex Freeman beat out Nathan Harriel for that right back position. So, I thought it was a pretty solid lineup here. There weren't a whole lot of surprises to me, but I do think the two notable ones were the two changes from that Turkey match. Berhalter and Tim Ream, and then Matt Freese getting the start over Matt Turner again. Okay, let's talk about. I'm going to get this out of here, and let's talk about takeaway number 2, which I'm calling the front four. I really love this front four that Poch has put out there. So, Malik Tillman in the number 10 role, Diego Luna to his left, Jack McGlynn to his right, and then Patrick Adjumon up front. Those guys, they did a lot of damage in this match. You look at the first 3 goals, that were scored. Tillman assisted by McGlynn, Tillman assisted by Luna, Adjumon assisted by Luna. I mean, those are the guys you want scoring the goals, but they were very active. They were very active. They look very smooth together. They are moving the ball around quickly. When there's any kind of change of possession or turnover, those 4 are like moving forward quickly. Tillman, I think, is just a great playmaker, and he also was in the right place at the right time, for both of his goals. Luna was working really hard on and off the ball. Jack McGlynn, I got to give it to Poch. I mean, I think I didn't see Jack McGlynn as a right wing, back before when we first saw this roster and we were anticipating who we might put out there. But he's put him out there, and he scored that golazo against Turkey. He had the assist today, just looked great out there. So I really like what he's doing. And Adjumon, he had a lot of chances. His finishing is still a concern, because there was at least 2 I can think of that he should have put away. But he continuously is working hard when he gets the ball, to keep the ball, to hold it up. He's continually getting himself in good positions, but he hasn't finished yet. But I still like what he's doing out there. You can tell he's a handful for those defenders, and so I like this front four. I really don't see Poch tinkering too much with it throughout the rest of the Gold Cup. Maybe a little bit, but this front four, they're working right now, and I really think they're going to be the guys that determine how far we go in the Gold Cup. I mean, of course, we have to be, solid on the defense and not concede, of course, and that's no given. But, we're going to have to score goals in the big matches if we make it to the quarterfinals, the semifinals, the final. And it's going to be these guys, can they score a goal in a big match? I think that's going to be the difference between us winning the Gold Cup and not winning the Gold Cup. But I like their potential, and I'm feeling optimistic about this front four right now. Okay, and then the third takeaway is the subs made an impact. Okay. So you look at the 2 goal scorers in the second half, Brendan Aronson, Haji Wright. These are 2 guys that used to be higher up on the depth chart, above a lot of these players that we saw start this match against Trinidad and Tobago. And you would have thought when the Gold Cup roster came out that these 2 players, it's very likely that they would be starting, because of their, these are 2 players that played in the last World Cup. Haji Wright scored a goal in the last World Cup, but they're on the bench now, and they're behind some guys that are doing really well. I just mentioned the front 4, which Haji Wright or Brendan Aronson would normally be in one of those 4 positions. So they came on, and you could tell they really wanted it. They didn't have a lot of minutes, but you could tell with the minutes they had, they really wanted to make something happen. Both of them got the ball, not in an obvious goal-scoring position, but with their dribbling, with their speed, they were able to get themselves in a good position in front of goal. They were able to finish the goals. And I just wonder if, I know Pachi's trying to build this competition, within the group. And I just wonder if that worked a little bit. If Haji Wright and Brendan Aronson thought, okay, man, I'm on the bench now. I got to take these 10, 15 minutes, whatever it was when they came in, and I have to go work my butt off to make an impression on Poch because I want to get back in the starting lineup. So, I think that's a positive sign. And I think it was great because one thing you wanted to see the U.S. do in the second half was kind of be relentless and finish Trinidad. And the starters didn't really do that. It was like they let off the gas a little bit. But when the subs came in, they were able to make the difference, score those last 2 goals. And, the game was pretty much put away already, but you want that just killer instinct from the players. And it was these 2 subs that came in and, made it happen with those last 2 goals. So there you go. That's my 3 big takeaways. This is great. The U.S. was coming off a 4-match losing streak. So it was great to see them get the win, get some positive momentum going. They play their next group stage match against Saudi Arabia on Thursday night. And yeah, that's it for today. Thanks everyone for listening to Here and Abroad. If you enjoyed the episode, please do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube, or that follow button if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or somewhere else. Thank you so much. I'm Frank Garza. You can follow me on X at FrankGarza007, and I'll be back next week with a new episode.